A couple of stomps really from the side of OG against Monkey Freedom Fighters. Looked a bit better for the side of MFF in Game 2, but still not nearly as good as what OG have been showing us over the last 2 days. But Vega and NIP, a couple of teams that we haven't seen in the DreamLeague for at least a week after the quick break that we've had. So it's good to have them back into the fray and see how these guys end up doing here.
Well, Vega did play yesterday.
They did. Good point, Andy.
I was going to say, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
I remember, yes. Yeah. I did cast that game, I think.
You did, yeah.
I did.
I believe you were
here. Who did they play against? 4 Clovers.
Yeah.
And they lost a game, in fact, didn't they?
Yeah, 1-1.
They did lose a game to 4 Clovers. Okay.
That was the game where they picked Sven.
I mean, I think it's kind of inconsistencies like that where Vega do slip up to teams that you maybe expect them to beat. But I think NIP have got every chance, under the sun to at least take one of the games this series.
I think that it could very easily go 1-1.
Yeah.
I really like Nip's draft this game. I think it's very nice to execute. You just
could all kick off it. Do Vega want to try and fight it? They're going to move forward here. They're going to throw the Arctic Burn. Reflection is out. Now the blade goes out. Look at the damage here. The snowball will come out to negate some of it. And they'll buy the time to turn. They'll go straight across onto the scene of the Slayer. Who's going to be able to get the first blood here? Error turning around the races and they'll get it. That's going to be 1 kill of the Shadow Fiend. Make that 2. Double kill for Error on the Shadow Fiend.
That's the dream. That is the dream.
Tusk staying alive on 5 HP off the back of that fight. They'll try and look for more here. Yunison fan moving in. Trading hits with Solo. He's going to force the IO back, but indeed, that snowball there, pretty much securing the dream start for NIP, and Hans going to look for the quick road back to base with a cheeky little Sudoku. 2-0 for the side of NIP, and the fact that Era gets the double kill on the Shadow Fiend.
He has a model at 30 seconds in.
You couldn't have a better start in the mid lane here on an SF.
Alright, so typically this matchup ends up going kind of even. Like the Shadow Fiend farms, the TA farms. Eventually the TA will have kill potential on you if you don't have sentries, because traps can lead into a solo kill, but more often than not that doesn't happen in pro games. Usually just you D-ward mid around the time that no one's going to hit level 6, and then your SF is going to be A-okay. Plus, they'll be able to stack pretty nicely. Starting off with 2 free kills, man, that is actually the best feeling in the world as a Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and in terms of lanes, we've got that matchup that you talked about before. Top lane is going to be the Bristleback going up against the Solo Brood, and then down on the bottom we are going to have the Tusk and the Jakiro at the moment hanging around here. So just trying to deal with putting some pressure onto Pash's Jug, and we'll see how that does work out for the side. And House just trading hits here with Seema, forcing him back here on the disrupt. The shots are going to be there, and he's actually trapped up here. He could be in a lot of trouble. Yunison fans moving forward. They do have a snowball. They're going to use it. They bring in the dragon straight into the face of the disruptor. They'll lay down the fire, and they'll find themselves a 3rd kill. NIP having the start that they certainly would have hoped for going into this lineup with this draft.
Their dual lane in the offlane for Nip is very hard to go on, because Disruptor is a low damage dealing support for the first couple of levels. You use him as more of a, I'm gonna punish you if you're out of position hero, then I just want a straight up mad fight. Sure, you got Juggernaut spin, and I think Pasha might even have to level spin in this situation, as he does put a 2nd point in, just to ensure that when another fight breaks out, he can try to contribute in some way, because otherwise the heroes are just too tanky. Like, Disruptor can't do anything on his own. And Tusk allows you to just go for that hard commitment, like straight away. You don't have to hesitate. As soon as you see the opening, you're just in.
They get the kinetic field trapper onto Seal Kid. Seema and Solo moving in. He should be fine here now. Era's got a haste. Hang on, boys. You need to get yourselves the hell out of here. Era just moving in. He's looking for Solo, and he's going to find it there with the help of Seal Kid. Another kill for the side of NIP. Seema drops down the field, tries to get himself out, but the shots are there, and they'll block him off. They're beautiful. A killing spree for Era 2.5 minutes in. NIP picking up 5 kills across the board before the 3-minute mark, and this is just getting better and better for the Ninjas.
Well, 3 of those 5 kills are going to Era. He even has an assist, so he's been involved in 80% of his team's kills so far. Not too bad at the 3-minute mark. He's going to hit 4 soon too. So he's already at the stage where Shadow Fiends are looking to try to get to make sure that they can just consistently hit their CS by having a lot of souls stored up from the Necromastery. And I think Era is being set up for a phenomenal game. And top, like, Limp is doing a really good job up against the Brood. 6-3 on Mag right now. Compare that to 16-5 of Limp.
I mean, it's this matchup you talked about, the fact that if played correctly, the Bristleback's going to have no trouble farming at all in this lane, and he's also going to be putting the pressure on Mag. And meanwhile, we just kills happening everywhere. Bottom lane, Jug goes down.
I actually don't even know how Jug died in this lane. He must have not been at full HP. Because typically, all you do is spin. If you're going to get snowballed, you spin, the stun doesn't land, the shards won't deal any damage, and there's no follow-up. Because all the damage from Nip's offlane is magical. I actually have no idea how you can die that way. But it's still going to be a very, very Nip-favored early game.
It certainly is off the back of the momentum that they've found already. Oh, well, we'll see them just marking around the bottom rune. There's going to be just IO bottling up an illusion. Error finds himself a bounty. And top lane, yeah, this farm on limp. That's going to be very nice when it kind of comes to the point where NIP look to group up and go for the skirmishes. Mac at the moment just cutting out the creep wave. Just trying to find what he can and find it nice and far away from that scary Bristleback. Bristleback now picking up the treads. Mid lane CS, I mean, still no one farming fairly well. 23 for 9 on the TA compared to the 17 for 5 on Error. But it is this fact that Error, with those kills under his belt, feeling to be in the stronger position, and they're trying to move forward here with the Arctic Burn. Seal Kid seeing if he can get the harass down. Some fan moving very aggressively onto Pasha. There's a disruptor on the sidelines, and you've got Tusk coming back in for the side of NIP.
Top tower is under
I'm not able to find anything, and I'm just getting some wards out here to keep tabs on the pull-throughs that Vega may look for on the bottom lane.
I think this safe lane for Vega is in so much trouble. Speaking of trouble, looks like Era's going to require a TP reaction here. But, he's dead.
I mean, this is...
See ya.
This is how you play Bristleback against a Broodmother.
Yeah.
You dominate the lane, you find the farm, then you end up getting yourself a solo kill onto her.
This is something very important to note. He actually started the game with Dust, and he also put a point into Goo at level 2. Like, he didn't wait it out.
Pasha, he could be in trouble. Tusk is coming back in and he's already used the Blade Fury. They're just going to try and turn Omnislash. It actually did come out there, but it was duped out by the snowball pickup. The kinetic field comes down, but it's not going to be enough to save the Juggernaut. Another kill here for the side of NLP, and they may just try and move in for more. Seeing the wall over the TP, and they haven't got anything to cancel it, so the Disruptor does get away. But NIP, I mean, I don't think anyone would have expected this amount of momentum from them 6 minutes into the game.
This is
just a huge...
It's an early game stomp for sure. The thing is, the cores of Vega are still farming alright. Like, no one's got decent CS. Pasha has decent CS. Mag is farming alright. They have a couple of deaths, but it is manageable at this point. The one thing that we really have to keep track of are the supports right now in Vega. That's the part where they're suffering the most. Seema and Solo are both level 2 in a 6-minute game. You don't have Relocate for a real long time. You don't have Static Storm for a real long time. And that Jakiro is level 6. Like, Jonas and Fan, once he hits 7, that max liquid fire, they're just gonna start going and mowing down towers. Like, you gotta find some kills somewhere, pressure a little bit.
No, they try moving on Arrow, but he's, Walksoft did actually have an invis rune there. And it's just going to be the point, as you said, the fact that the supports are so under-leveled. You just look at the crossfire that NIP have got when the fights kick off. Yeah, just kind of the quill spray stacking up. Level 2 IO and Disruptor, they're just going to melt to a few stacks of that when NIP start to force fights as kind of a group down one of the lanes.
Yeah, I actually think that NIP have done quite a bit of research into Vega after them having won one of the bigger lands, and just said, all right, we need to find a way to really deal with Brood.
Pasha, he's taking so much damage down. He does still have the Blade Fury, and he's got the healing ward up as well, so yeah, he's going to be able to salve up and keep himself fine, but here's the push you're talking about. 7 minutes in, and your tier 1, it's gone.
Yep. Now, this is a nerfed liquid fire, by the way, just so we're all on the same page. And it's only level 3.
Oh, I think they want to go for... There was a Wyvern around as well, but he's actually going to back up. He's actually looking to maybe just get some vision. I think he's just checking to see if stacks were being made, and I don't think they are at the moment towards the mid lane on the raid. There's a stack here. Okay, Silk is going to spot this one out. So that is the only stack here in the jungle, and NRP, well, they've got the tools to take it, and I think they just might if they move in here with the 3 of them. So they're going to be able to find these stacks that are being created on the side of Vega.
My god, this is bad. You can't give these away. Oh, Hanskin's pinging it out. I don't think the other two saw it. They're like, wait, what? Alright, even skills macro fire. Alright. Yeah, it ain't great.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
More farm here for the side of NIP, still on the top lane.
He's gonna have, like, Yules at 11-10 minutes on the Jakiro. And that means he can start putting points into Ice Path. That sets up a free initiation on any of the supports. This is real bad.
They have got to be careful with this courier here, though. There's a full spider army hanging about, but NIP, they're well aware of it. Just keeping the courier safe, and mid lane, no one. He's going to be able to clear up a couple of stacks here on the Ancient, so something to keep the farm game up. There's now a Vanguard here on your Bristleback, and 8 minutes in. It's very, very scary for the side to fight into. We can see Era working towards what's going to be that mechanism. And tier 1 in the middle lane. We saw them take down the tier 1 on the bottom and 7 minutes in, and they might even find a kill as well. Moving in onto no one. Hansken trying to close the gap. He's got the snowball to do so here. Gets the stun. No one tries to turn them out. Hit forces Hansken back, but no one just taking down so low. You can't do anything in these fights when there's 4 heroes running at him. And Seema the Slayer, he's going to be the casualty here. Trapped up by the shards. NIP move through. Hansken now on a killing spree on this Tusk. 9 minutes in, 9 kills for the side, and NIP even wrapping around towards top. This is going to be a harder tower to find because obviously creep wave's been consistently cut off by Mac on the screen mother, but yeah, they can just man up and
they only need one
take
creep. One creep is enough.
They can just tank it.
Yep. It's backdoor or no backdoor protection anyway.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, not on the tier 1, so it's not an issue.
If they want to keep pushing, it's probably not going to work.
They've got to keep the range creep up.
Nah, they'll just go kill Roshan, honestly. They have Sigil. They have 4 points into Liquid Fire, and that also slows attack speed on Roshan, which makes it very easy to kill. And they have Cold Embrace. Like, this draft is very well rounded from Nip. It's very good at pushing. It has good transition into mid-late game with the Bristle and the Shadow Fiend. And they might not have, like, the most insane team fight ever, but their lanes are strong. So they come out of a strong laning phase, they 5-man Death Ball, and you just can't fight into it if you're Vega. Your supports, like, Seema... Or Shioma. Is it Shioma?
Shioma the Slayer.
Yeah, okay. He just hit level 3. It's 10 minutes into the game.
And there's a mech 10 minutes in.
And Vanguard and Bristle.
Yeah, mech
like,
and Vanguard.
You actually have 0 damage right now as Vega.
Well, it's not looking pretty for the side, but by no means out of this one yet. 10 minutes in though, it's certainly going to be an uphill battle here for the side of the Radiant. NIP. Gonna feel very happy with how they kick this one off. Okay, yeah, you've got your treads now on TA, so something at least coming out. Phase boots now on the jug. So they're finding the small things, and it's pretty much what they're going to be relying on. Shards. Oh my goodness. They are going to hold him for a little bit, but he Blade Furies himself out. Are they going to look for the chase down? It looks like they're going to let him go. He's got the backup and no one here as well on the TA, but talking about backup, NIP, they're bringing Arrow in for this one. There's going to be the TP out straight away from both of them. Have they got the snowball onto anything? No, it's going to not get there in time. And the TPs are successful here from the side of Vega, so they do avoid what potentially could be more pain coming out from the side of NIP.
I think at this point, Nip just either rush or they keep pushing. There's nothing really on the side of Vega that's threatening you. There's no Static Storm. There's no Relocate. Like, okay, Relocate came up now. Solo just hit 6. So he's playing it very greedy. And Shoma's starting to recover his experience a bit. It's just, whatever they take at this point for Nip is free. Like, they can just walk into a tower, they can leave Limp at the top lane, it doesn't matter if he's at the fight or not. Everyone else on the side of Nip has a tremendous amount of farm. Like, Yules is finished on Yonasan Fan, he just has to send it out. And Steel Kid has Winter's Curse, they got Walrus Punch. With this creep wave at bottom and the catapult, this tower is just dead. Like, this tower is dead. They can't do anything.
I mean, this, as you said, from the draft, you like what NIP had set out to do, and they're just going to show that they know exactly what to do with this lineup. They know its strengths, and they're using it to the max potential. 12 minutes in, as you said, taking the tier 2 in the bottom lane. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them move into another lane and look for more. Yules is now also done here on Yonasan Fan's Jakira.
Yeah. I mean, that's free setup as well. When somebody relocates in, if you don't land the ice path, like, perfectly, you can just wait, set up the Yules instead, if you want to play it that way. You know that the TA is not going to have Blink for a long time. He's going back for Deso first. Pretty standard stuff coming out from him. But Jakiro is also very, very good against TA at pretty much every stage in the game, you know, prior to BKB. But I have a really hard time seeing how Vega is ever going to take an engagement, right? Because you got Vanguard, you got Mech already done. I'm assuming that Limp is going to go just straight for the Crimson, because it's so good against Vega's lineup. They kind of lack magical damage. Like, I don't know what they're going to do, honestly. They got to find some kind of really good small skirmishes or take a really successful defense to be able to get themselves back in this.
There we go, easy Roche here for NIP. Crimson Guard, I mean...
It's less than 13 minutes in, and they have every single core item they need to just go push high ground, honestly.
Good luck trying to fight into that, Vega, because it's not gonna end well. And NIP, they know that's going to be the case for Vega, and they want to fight themselves. They want to bring the fight to Vega. No one in solo. Everyone's down here. Obviously there is that relocate there, so if it all kicks off, Solo should be able to bring him out in solo. Well, he's not going to be able to relocate anyone if no. Oh, okay.
It's only a level 1 ice path, not really much of a stun. No. It's only 1 second.
Top lane, Limp, still hanging about here, just killing out the creeps. Mac, doing what he can here, chilling out, cutting up the creep wave, keeping themselves up the board in terms of net worth. You know, he's still on par with at least the Jakiro. He's very close to his own TA, but that's maybe not a good story for the Brood. More or less a bad story for no one's TA at the moment. No one. He's drawing a bit of attention here from NIP towards the mid lane. 4 heroes coming through. They're getting the creep wave down. And Mason going to try and go for a further tier 2 in the mid lane. Top lane Mag and Shoma the Slayer hanging about. They're actually sending more here from the side of Vega up to the top, so maybe trying to see if they can force NIP back to react, but NIP, I mean,
There's
just
no way
look at this tower, guy.
Like, if they want to play super safe, I guess
go.
they can back, but they have Crimson, they have Mech, they
You
have...
got high ground.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Shakiro, man. I'm telling you. This is the hero that lets you end games in 15 minutes.
Dire's structures.
I mean, this is some TI4 final stuff, I'm telling you that, at the moment.
It's just
14
deathball,
minutes
man.
in,
And the Disruptor is still not 6. Like, he needs 6 to fight this.
and look at the tier 3 is just gone. He's got a kinetic field, but it really doesn't matter.
This is, in my opinion, a pretty sizable outdraft. I mean, I can see how Vega are...
Who's racks at 40 minutes, Andy?
Yeah, Jakiro, dude. Jakiro, it's a hero. I mean, how do you fight it? How do you actually kill anyone when you don't even have your ultimate on a support hero and they're pushing your racks?
I think if anyone knows the answer, Vega would love to have a conversation with them. And racks, 15 minutes in from it.
Absolutely free. Nothing that they can do. And that's another 2,800 gold on Limp. So if he wants to go back for like a Vlad's, which I think would be really nice to just seal out the game, you get another 5 armor or going for the team. Makes you that much more durable against the TA and potentially an Omni Slash, considering no one now has Desolator finished. And there's no Roshan for Vega to even try to sneak, so their TA pick is not really working out for them. Of course they started the game in potentially the worst way possible, by taking a level 1 fight, losing 2 heroes straight up.
To the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, and then Nip just continually get kills with a lineup that they knew was meant to deathball at some stage. Like, Vega had to have known it, right? As soon as you see the Jakiro, you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna do some kind of dual off lane, they're gonna try to get level 7 on them, mow down all our towers. Hopefully by that point, Mag on the Brood and no one on the TA can create some space between just like pushing and having some high damage dealer. But the supports got so wrecked from the start that they couldn't ever get off the ground.
Talking about getting wrecked. Okay, nice timing on the Blade Fury there, but the shot's talking about they're actually not trapping me. Youngest fans there. Okay, that was a little bit embarrassing
I
there.
think he might have double tapped that one.
Yep. No, still, slip-ups like this aren't really going to cost NIP anything. The position that they're in, they're feeling very strong. Doesn't matter if they miss out on the occasional kill here at this point, as the swing certainly is just favouring them. BKB is going to be the item of choice by the looks of it for Brood. It's just a recipe away from it.
Alright, Owen, we've hit our timing now for Vega. The Disruptor is level 6.
They need the turnaround static storm.
Yeah. How often do we see Disruptors, by the way, that just have very, very late level 6 timings?
It seems to be a trend at the moment.
Yeah, but the reason why it happens so often is because as soon as a team sees Disruptor, they just pick better fighting supports for the early game. That's pretty much exactly what went down for this match. Okay, you're against Jakiro Tusk as Disruptor. Who do you go on? Who do you harass? Who do you force out of lane?
And what do you do here if you're Vega? Okay, Pasha's moving forward with the Blade Fury, but if anything, that's just going to give NRP the go-ahead that Blade Fury is no longer available, and they'll set it up with the Ice Path here, and then moving forward as well. Just look at the physical damage, forcing Pasha back, he'll drop the healing ward, but the tower's just getting destroyed. Fortification will be there, but they throw out another liquid fire, and Jonas and Fast just be sitting at the back laughing as the tier 3 just melts. They're trying to move in with no one in the Desolator. Max there as well, but now the Crimson Guards pod. That's just static storm, is he going to be enough to turn? Link's taking the harassment of the Najma, now the Winter's Curse down onto Pasha, NRP just moving through, the crossbows are stacking up, Shoma the Slayer on the sidelines ticking down. They might be able to find a kill, and they will. They bring down the Jakiro, so they do find their first kill of the game here. And IP being a little bit more careful. No, they're ready to just continue to go. Double kill for Limp as they take down Mag as well. No one moving in, trying to burst down Limp here with the meld hits, but it's just not enough. Triple kill for Limp. They'll move into Solo. It may even be an ultra here for the man who will get the tether across, so Solo's going to live. No one's coming with a buyback, desperately trying to do what he can, but it looks like this could be even potentially be a dieback here on this TA. Era's just standing there, getting the right clicks in. They'll kill the TA now down for a minute. They do lose Era, but Sealkin and Limp are still there. Limp's just going to move in for more. GG well played is called 18 minutes in. NIP take the game 14-2. The draft was perfect. The execution was immaculate. And
They were
Vega
9-0 at
just
one
didn't
point.
have any answers for what NIP were throwing at them.
They didn't lose a hero until they started pushing high ground. That's pretty much how the game played out. Of course, if you have a game like this where you can look back and say, okay, we lost the fight in the river. You know, we lost a couple of heroes. We gave Era a double kill on Shadow Fiend at the start of the game. He had a 30-second bottle. Obviously, Vega had some execution problems in this game. There's no doubt about it. But if you get to the mid game and your supports are this far behind against a death ball, you can't win. Like, what good is relocate gonna do you when you don't have enough farm to backdoor yet? You don't have a tiny, right? So you're not like gonna